Welcome, fellas, to the Captain Saver Bro Show, episode 36. Why you attract bad women. We are going to break this game down. But first and foremost, this episode is brought to you by the Players Club.vip. The Players Club is my private, online, exclusive men's community where we chop up game. We meet twice a month. You get, free access to exclusive videos. You get discounts on courses, discounts on one-on-one coaching. You get to network with like-minded individuals just like yourself. It's a network. We growing. Join me at theplayersclub.vip. Theplayersclub.vip. This episode is also brought to you by my free training, 3 Secrets to Make a Woman Fall in Love with You. Send me a message on Instagram that says secrets to register. It's completely free, or click the link in the bio, the chat, or wherever you see this at. 3 Secrets to Make a Woman Fall in Love. I'm going to be giving you the game that you need to step your game up so you can be successful with women, make women feminine, keep them feminine, submissive, and serving you just like they designed to do. So I'm going to teach you how to do that at my 3 Secrets training, completely free. Again, if you want to register, send me a message on Instagram right now that says secrets, or click the link in the bio, the chat, the description, wherever you see this at. Before we get into the game, I just want to let you guys know my apologies for being away. I've been away for a couple months. First and foremost, my house was being renovated. Let's get my house renovated. As you can see, my studio is no longer, so I have to rebuild that back up. Pretty much the whole house was renovated. Walls, floors, bathrooms, everything. And that was a little process. So, I was sitting on content, like long form content. So I was able to pump out short form content. But as far as like recording and shit, I couldn't do it because I didn't have my studio up and running. So now, I'm able to at least set my computer, my mic and shit back up so I can get back into the game and start giving you guys this game. But I still have to build my studio back up. So I need you guys to bear with me. But we back. Oh, we back, because y'all been getting raggedy with the game. We are back in this motherfucking thing. Also, I'm going to be bringing you guys a live stream every week on Tuesday at 8 p.m. So catch me on Tuesdays at 8 p.m. on YouTube. And throughout the week, I'm going to be streaming live stream on Instagram and TikTok as well. I don't really like TikTok. TikTok was my go-to, but I don't like TikTok no more. But anyway, that's what's been up. So, we back, and we're going to start bringing you guys that content, bring you guys this exclusive, deep, one-of-a-kind game, Again, my apologies for being away, but we back. We here now. Let's get it. Today's episode is going to be about why you attract the shitty women that you'll be attracting. You guys don't realize that, you are who you attract. And it's not so much that you are who you attract, but the way you're living, right? The way you're living and the way that you carry yourself is indicative of what's in your life, the type of women that you attract. And I want you guys to be mindful of that. See, a lot of the game, you guys think the game is about spitting lines and getting inside a woman's head. That's a piece of it, but a lot of it is what you don't do, right? Who you don't pick, like the women you avoid, the women you learn to avoid, and how you carrying yourself, how you're presenting yourself. If you present yourself in a certain manner, then you're going to attract whatever you're presenting. And a lot of the times you guys are not mindful of the way that you're presenting yourself. And this shit is real. You can't just be out here just presenting yourself a certain type of way and think you're going to get a quality woman. It don't really work like that. You understand what I'm saying? It don't work like that. So I got you guys. I want you guys to sit back, right? Sit back, go to a quiet place, get comfy. We back. If you're in the gym, let's get it. Zone in. If you're at the crib, zone in. If you're driving your truck, shout out to all my truck drivers. I got a lot of truck drivers that listen to me over the road while they're on the road getting that money. If you pump in, lock in. If you're at the crib with your lady, sit back, pour you up some wine, spark you up a J. If you do that, I don't like that. I don't like that you're smoking and drinking. But if you do that, if not, get you a glass of water, get you some tea, and let's get straight into this game. Now let's get straight up into this. Let's jump straight into this. Let's just dive straight into this. Now, I got a few, a few reasons, that's not really talked about. They don't teach y'all this type of shit on these streets, on these internet streets, these manosphere streets, or these red pill streets. They don't teach y'all this type of shit. But I got y'all. Y'all know I got y'all. Y'all know Captain Saver Bro is here to save the day. So I got a few things that you guys do that attracts the worst of the worst women. You know what I'm saying? And when you attract dirtball women, your life is gonna be hell. You know what I'm saying? As I always say, the quality of your life is directly dictated by the women that you choose to entertain. The women that's in your life, and you can only entertain what you're attracting. You understand what I'm saying? But let's jump straight into it. Number one, the first reason why you attract bad women or you attract shitty women is leading with your wallet or tricking, right? Now, you can lead with your wallet and not be a trick. You can lead with your money and not be a trick. But if you do either of these things, you're going to attract the worst of the worst, right? An example of leading with your wallet would be like if you're on a date, you talk about how much money you made last week or how much. That don't mean you're going to give a woman some money, but you're trying to hook the woman with money. You see what I'm saying? You're talking about, the car that you bought out, the car that you got outside. You wearing your Rolexes and, you throwing the money in the woman's face to get her to bite on the money. You see what I'm saying? That's leading with your wallet. That's leading your game with your wallet. You putting your wallet in front of your personality, right? And when you put your wallet in front of your personality, that's all a woman see. You see what I'm saying? You make your money. Now you got to compete with your money. You see what I'm saying? Fellas, understand that when you lead with your wallet, when you lead with your money, you put yourself in a position to where your personality has to now compete with that. You see what I'm saying? And personality can't really pay bills. You see what I'm saying? When you talk about human survival, people gonna always lean towards what's gonna pay the bills and how they gonna eat. And so if you throw out how much money you got, if you're leading with that, that's what the woman is gonna see. It's not gonna be about how, caring you are or how compassionate you are or how much you can love on her. It's not gonna be about that. What she gonna see is, how can he take care of me? You see what I'm saying? I'm not saying hide your money and hide your success, but you don't want to lead with that because you put yourself in a situation where you have to compete with that, and you can't compete with no money. You see what I'm saying? Because your love ain't gonna pay no motherfucking bills. Do women want love? Yes, but if you offering a motherfucker a good time, if you offering a motherfucker some money, they're gonna take that money. You see what I'm saying? And they can say, well, I can go find love elsewhere, because it's easy to find a dude that's going to love you. A woman can go find a dude that's going to love them anywhere, or that say they going to love them. It's hard to find a dude. It's hard to find a good dude who got bread though, who got some real money. You see what I'm saying? So the woman is going to cling to the money, and it ain't going to really be about your personality. You see what I'm saying? So you guys have to be careful with leading with your wallet. And I know there's people tell you that it's okay to do that, but it's not okay to do that. You develop your personality, you develop your intellect, you develop your game, you develop your mouthpiece, you develop your charm, you develop your character, and you present that and let your money be the backdrop. That's what I do. I don't lead with my wallet, and I never did lead with my wallet. I always led with my game. And in the instances that I did when I was younger in the streets, getting a lot of street money, I used to lead with my wallet. I was never no trick though, but sometimes I did used to lead with my wallet. Now I would attract a lot of women and I would sleep with a lot of women. You see what I'm saying? But guess what that got me? Women who was only fucking with me for the thrill. You see what I'm saying? Basically wasting my fucking time and taking and draining and draining me. You understand what I'm saying? That's what you get when you lead with your wallet. When you lead with your money, the relationship will be based on money. You see what I'm saying? And when your relationship is based on money, there's no respect established. There's no foundation. There's no boundaries. It's just money. You guys wonder why a lot of these rich guys, women just walk away from them. Look at a guy like Lil Durk, on top of the world, right? That girl, now she's a pretty girl. The India chick, very pretty woman. Pretty woman. She's gorgeous, right? But she'll be hard pressed to find another dude that's going to treat her like he did. Now, all them dudes around him and all them dudes in the industry, they'll hit it, but she'll be hard pressed. But what I'm saying is, he lead with his money, and so it's nothing for her to walk away from him, to talk shit about him, to you see what I'm saying? She done left him, and it wasn't because he was cheating on her and shit. You see what I'm saying? Because let him tell her he was loyal. He was bringing her to, whenever he was at a show, he had stopped bringing all his homies. He would have her and the kids and shit at his shows and shit like that. You see what I'm saying? But she was able to walk away from that because that's all it was about. And at the end of the day, once they have a baby with you or they get married, it's a wrap. They got your money now. You see what I'm saying? That's another thing. When you lead with your money, that's the type of shit that you attract. But I'm gonna get into that in a second. Right, I'm gonna get into that in a second. But when you lead with your money, there ain't no there's no respect established. There's no foundation, no boundaries, and so it's just about money. And so now a woman is with you for the money. She disrespecting you. She talking crazy to you, and it's nothing. It's nothing for her to just walk away. You see what I'm saying? Now, when you lead with your wallet, this is what you attract. You attract gold diggers. You attract women who want to get knocked up by you just to get your money. You see what I'm saying? You attract strippers. You attract fucking, the low of the low. Bloodsuckers. And women who are all about money and nothing else typically are shitty women. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, they may look good. They may have good sex, but there's nothing there. There's nothing there. You see what I'm saying? You're attracting women who selling their bodies. And this is another thing too. This is why I don't agree with this. And shout out to Myron. Myron, that's my dude. I fuck with Myron a long way. Myron from Fresh and Fit. Fresh too. I like them. I like them a lot. But one thing that I do disagree with them about is the dating site using what's that fucking shit called? Seeking arrangements. Right? Where to basically you have to lead with your wallet. First and foremost, right? That's a sugar dating site. Meaning a sugar dating site is basically prostitution. A sugar baby is a prostitute. Sugar baby is just an intelligent term for a prostitute. A sugar daddy is a trick, right? So on this site, you basically have to lead with your wallet, and the women that's on there are there for your money. There's nothing else after that. Right. And so you attract whores and prostitutes. You see what I'm saying? You attract women who selling their bodies. You attract women who will sell their soul for $1. You attract women who are just in it for the money. And women who are just in it for the money, women who have a price tag, are not good women. I'm going to say that again. Women who have a price tag are not good women. At all. You see what I'm saying? They'll sell their body, they'll sell their soul, they'll sell their fucking whatever for money. Women like that tend to not have a good moral compass. You see what I'm saying? You have to stop leading with your wallet. Stop that fucking sugar dating shit. Stop trying to ball out in the club to attract hoes and shit. You attract shit like that. You attract women who trying to set you up. You attract women who trying to bring you down. This is what you attract. You see what I'm saying? You got to think. You got to think about something. I want you guys to think about this. If a woman will sell her own body, right? If a woman will sell her own body, you think she won't sell you out for some money? Just think about that. If a woman will sell her own body, she'll sell her own value, sell it and put a price tag on it. Do you think it's not a price tag on you? Andrew Tate, Tristan Tate. Look at the type of women that got them caught up. Those were strippers and women who sell their bodies. And I'm going to get more into that in a second though. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to Andrew Tate and them. I have no hard feelings, freedom dudes. I don't dislike them or nothing. I fuck with what they do. But it's a lesson to be learned in that. There's a hard lesson to be learned in that. You see what I'm saying? That's the type of shit that you attract. Them type of bitches do that type of shit. That'll sell you out for pennies and clout. You got to pay attention to that, But again, when you leading with your wallet, this is what you attracting. Now, when you tricking, you attract the same thing. You attract women who sell their bodies. You attract women with no moral compass. You attract women who are empty. You see what I'm saying? And if she'll sell her body to you, she'll sell it to anybody else. She for sale. She's for sale. She's in the window. She's up for the highest bidder. This is what happens when you trick. A lot of you guys trick and think that you can. A lot of guys trick and think that you can just like turn that into something meaningful and tangible, and you can turn that into something real. You would never turn that into something. You would never turn a trick relationship into a real relationship. It will never happen. You cannot turn a relationship into a real relationship. And I got clients, right? I have clients in very high positions in this country, right? And I can't say too much about this, but I have top government official type, right? And they go overseas and they trick and they get these pretty gorgeous, women, these Southeast Asian women, these fucking Dominican women, and they trick with them and they think that they can just, turn them into, housewives, and they have kids with them and shit. You see what I'm saying? Only to realize that they prostitutes too. I don't care how soft they are, how feminine they are, they prostitutes too. And that's another thing. You guys think feminine mean righteous. Feminine don't mean righteous. You understand what I'm saying? But, I got these guys who think that they can turn a trick situation into, something real. It ain't happening like that. You cannot do that. It's not going to happen, right? Women do not respect men who give their resources for free, right? Women do not respect men who give their resources and money away freely. They do not respect it. Once a woman look at you like a trick, you're going to always be a trick. Once a woman look at you like a trick, you're going to always be a trick. And women who sell their bodies are the worst because they look at men the worst. They see women who sell their bodies to men, they see men like the evil side of, the dark side of male nature. Guys who trick, how nasty and vile and how disloyal they really are. They just take from their wives and take from their children to buy pussy. You see what I'm saying? They fucking be doing all type of nasty shit, want to get pegged and pissed on and shit on and humiliated. Women this is why it's not good to fuck with women like this. And this is type of women you attract when you leading with your wallet and you tricking. These types of women, they have a disdain and a deep down hatred for men because of the things that they see in men day in and day out. Guys who are tricks are very dark on the inside. They see them fucking cheating on their wives and defiling their wives and defiling their kids and fucking I don't know if defiling is even a word, but I mean being disloyal, being dishonest, pulling the resources, taking the resources from the family to give to her for sex. Women look at that like they pitiful. And if a woman is dealing with that type of man on a day in and day out, the brain associates this with all men. This is why women like this, they damn near hate men. A lot of strippers and a lot of sex workers, a lot of women who like sell their bodies and shit, a lot of them be bisexual. And not just bisexual, a lot of them be gay and don't really fuck with men, in their lives. And if they do, it's just for, to take advantage of them. You see what I'm saying? Or to get taken care of by them. So again, this is what you attracting when you leading with your wallet and you tricking. You attract women who sell their bodies. You see what I'm saying? You attract women who down for that. Or you attract women who just dare to use you. You see what I'm saying? And it ain't gonna never be about nothing. But again, I want you guys to realize something. Women don't respect men who give their resources freely. If a woman sees that a man could just give his money away freely, Women don't respect that. They look at you like a slut. You know how men look at women like sluts that give their body away freely, because that's what we value in women. Women value our resources like that. The way we look at a woman's purity and a woman's body and a woman's sexuality, they look at us, and the way we treat our money, they look at us like that. They look at our resources and the way we treat our money and our ambitions and our businesses and our resources. So if they see that you easily can be separated from your money, they look at you like you weak, and they disdain stuff like that. You see what I'm saying? It repels them, just like how it repels you to see a woman just give her body away freely. It's the same thing, right? And they don't respect that. And this lack of respect, trust me, will create a monster. It will create a monster, even in the goodest of good girls. If you got a woman with you, even let's say you get you a good girl, right? A woman who's a good girl, and she sees that you're a trick, or you don't value your hard-earned resources. You don't value your money. You don't value your hustle. You don't value your life and your business. She's going to lose respect for you. And when a human being don't respect something, they don't treat it good. It's almost has nothing to do with moral compass. We as human beings don't treat things we don't respect well. I'm going to say that again. As human beings, men and women, when we don't respect something, we don't treat it well. That don't mean we're going to kill it or take advantage of it or whatever, but we treat it differently when we lack respect for something. You see what I'm saying? Even the goodest of good girls. Y'all think good girls are not human beings, and they are. So don't violate the game, bro. Stop tricking, and please, please, please stop by all costs. Stop leading with your wallet. You see what I'm saying? If you want to, you don't have to hide your money, right? So I know guys may ask me, well, what do I do? How do I, I got money and I want to, I don't want to hide my shit. I want to be successful. That's cool, right? That's cool. I'm not telling you to drive around in Toyotas if you don't want to. I'm not telling you to not wear your designer shit. However, you need to move in a way that is discoverable. You see what I'm saying? And put your personality on the forefront. You see what I'm saying? So you may be there with your Louis shoes and your Louis glasses or your Versace shades and your Rolex, but be more personality. Be more personality. Be more charming. Talk more. Listen more. You see what I'm saying? Give game. Teach. Interact more, and don't just sit there and be about money and just ordering and flying shit and what you want. I can do whatever you want. We could go on trips and throwing your money around, because a woman gonna look at you like you're a sucker when you start doing that. And what she gonna think in her head is, if he'll do this for me easily, he'll do this with any woman. I can't be secure with a man like this. I'm gonna fuck with him and I'm gonna drain him. I'll even have a baby with him. I'll even marry him so I can get me some of this bread so I could survive. But I don't respect him. I don't fuck with him like that. You see what I'm saying? So always understand that. Lead with your game. Lead with your personality. Lead with your intellect. Lead with your mouthpiece. Lead with your charm. Lead with things like that. Do not lead with your wallet, and stop fucking tricking. Tricking is never going to be good. And once a woman see you as a trick, I'm going to say this and I'm going to move on. Once a woman sees you as a trick, you will never come back from that. Once a woman sees you as a trick, once you trick off, or once she puts you in that trick bag, or once you leave with that wallet and she see you like that, there's nothing that you can do to ever turn that around. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. You see what I'm saying? Just like once you see that a woman is a whore, you're going to always see that. I don't care how long you stay with her. You're going to always see that somewhere deep down in your heart and in your soul. She can't unhoe herself, even if she wasn't no hoe with you. So always remember that. Once you get pegged a trick, it's over for you with that woman. So always be mindful. And when they get done with you, sometimes they'll toss you around to their homegirls. You see what I'm saying? They'll bring their homegirls around and they'll eat on you together. I know women that do that. They'll eat on you together. If you got enough money, right? If you got enough money, A woman will bring her homegirl around you and you think it'd be cool. And so she'll have the homegirl sneak hitting on you, like, when she go to the bathroom and shit, but they in on this shit. You think you just fly like that, right? And so now you fucking with both of them and you trying to be sneaky and shit, but they in on that shit. They both plucking you, bro. I know women that do dudes like that. And the dude think he just fly and he got two bad chicks and they friends and he came in between friends and he think he just, they playing on you, bro. They plotting on you. They plotted that up. You see what I'm saying? They both getting a piece of that action. It's the same way we used to do, right? We meet a club. We got a chick we don't really fuck with like that. We just hitting her or whatever. And we get a homie the number and say, hey, tell her you met her at the club this night. And then my homie hit her up and be like, hey, this such and stuff. I met you at the club. You don't remember me? We used to do shit like back in the day. Pass women around like that. You see what I'm saying? And so now she talking to him and shit. Women do you like that too for your money. I always remember that. But anyway, let's move on. Now, the next thing that attracts shitty women or bad women into your life is the lifestyle you are living. And it's various different lifestyles. There's a bunch of different lifestyles I'm going to go over. But, basically negative lifestyle, living a negative type of lifestyle. When you live foul, you get foul. When you live a negative way, you attract negative people into your life. And one of those... First, before I get into that, right, let me say this. Always aim to live a positive life and do, good things into this world. You see what I'm saying? And plant good seeds. Because when you plant good seeds will grow, right? When I was raised, in the black community, they teach kids that, and again, it's just a sidebar, and it's something that I teach my kids. They taught us that, you just have to do the right thing and you do the right thing regardless because, just because that's what you're supposed to do. And they were right. However, they also told us that, you do the right thing. Don't do it. Don't do it because it's a reward to do the right thing, because you don't get rewarded for doing the right things, right? You don't get rewarded for living a positive lifestyle. That's what I was taught as a kid, that you're just supposed to do the right thing because it was the right thing to do and you don't want to go to jail and you don't want to get killed prematurely or some shit like that, right? So you just do the right thing, but there's no reward in doing the right thing other than you doing the right thing. So I'm here to say that that's not true, and I grew up thinking that. And, you get to a point as a teenager, like, so if it ain't nothing good in it, if I can sell this dope or I can sell this weed or I can go rob this person and I can at least get some good out of it, I can have fun, I can get some money, I can get nice clothes, cars, and why not do that? If it ain't no good in doing good, why do it? You see what I'm saying? But I didn't understand until I got older that, when you plant positive seeds and you do good things, you actually do get rewarded for that. You get rewarded by riches and abundance and quality women and quality people and quality children. You see what I'm saying? When you're doing good things, when you're living a positive, productive lifestyle, you get rewarded for that. So my young guys who were taught, that, you don't get rewarded for doing good. That's not life. God rewards you for doing good. The universe rewards you for planting positive seeds. When you plant those positive seeds, they're going to grow. When you plant negative seeds, they're going to grow. When you live a positive life, you attract positive women. When you live a positive life, you attract positive people and positive opportunity. That's just the way this shit works. What goes up comes down, And it just sucks that I went my whole life, not that it sucks, but I went my whole life thinking different, until I started actually wanting to live right. And since I've been living the right way, living a positive type of lifestyle, doing right by people and doing right by the people in my life and doing right by God and doing right by the opportunities that I'm presented and doing right by the people that made me and the people that I'm responsible for and the people who trust in me. Ever since I've been able to do that, I'm happier. I make way more money. I'm chilling. I don't get no bullshit. No, everything is fine. Everything is good. When I do good in my business, when I put out good stuff, when I put out good information, when I do good in the world, I get that back tenfold. Not only in rewarded in money and, notoriety and status, but I also feel a lot better when I do good. When people send me messages like, hey, you changed my life. Hey, my life has changed because of you. I stopped drinking and smoking because of you. That feels good. It actually feels better than the money and the clout and all of that. But I still I get to live a positive life, and I still get the same thing that I got then. I got money, I got bitches like me, or women like me. Let me not say bitches because we talking positive, right? I got women that like me. You know, back then I had bitches that like me. It's a difference. It's bitches and it's women, right? I got women that's into me, positive women that's into me. Everything around me is all good. You know, that's because I'm living a positive life and I'm doing the right thing. You see what I'm saying? I get to live the same way. I get to have the same money. But I ain't got to duck and dodge. I ain't got to be anxious and paranoid every day. I ain't got to sleep with one eye open. I can get a good night's sleep. I can chill. I ain't got to worry about women setting me up. I ain't got to worry about none of that because I know I'm doing the right thing. I ain't ducking over my shoulder, worry about if somebody gonna do something to me. You know, I'm living a good life. I don't mistreat people. Even now, I don't mistreat people. I don't scam people. I don't lie to people. I treat people good. I help people. And I get rewarded for that. So always remember that. But anyway, I just wanted to say that. But let's get into it. The negative lifestyle. Living a negative lifestyle is not only going to yield you negative results. So all my niggas in the trenches, I'm telling you, there's nothing that's going to come from that, bro. Nothing that's going to come from that. If you do happen to make it out, right? If you don't die or go to jail or end up on drugs, it's going to cost you your mental health. You see what I'm saying? It's going to cost you your health. Not only your mental health, but your physical health. There's nothing that's good that's going to come out of that negative lifestyle. You see what I'm saying? And again, that's not even just the type of bullshit that you're going to encounter. It's just nothing comes to that. None of the women or nothing is good. None of your homies, nothing is good that comes from that. The niggas you meet that's just in the streets, nothing is good. All of them bad people. And everything that's happening to you is bad. You ever see these dudes, you ever see these guys, you know, getting all this money to get money, start getting fat? Most guys I know from the generation before me, right, have some type of health issue based on the lifestyle that they was living, like serious health issue, you know, because they eating the wrong shit. They living fast, eating fast, and you living like that all your life. So you just get unhealthier. Most guys that sold drugs at a high level have some type of health ailment right now. That's like a few years older than me. Like, you know, I'm almost 40. The guys who 50 and 60, who did it in the 80s and 90s, those guys that's still alive, mostly all of them have something wrong with them based on the life that they was living. Not that they just magically got, you know, something wrong with them, but they lived a certain type of lifestyle, an unhealthy lifestyle, and it caught up to them. You see what I'm saying? But I keep going off in tangents, but a negative lifestyle, right? When you live a negative lifestyle, you attract negative women. When you live one of the negative lifestyles is a criminal lifestyle, being in the streets, being in the trenches, hustling, robbing, you know, getting it out the mud, scamming. When you live like that, you attract the shittiest of shitty women. And those women sometimes look the best. But like my grandma used to tell me, everything that glitter ain't gold, baby. Always remember that. Everything that glitters is not gold. You understand what I'm saying? I tweeted something out today. I said, women who are attracted to criminals and bad guys are trash. And they are. Because when you're a criminal and you're a bad guy and you bleed in society, you being destructive instead of productive, you're a bad person, right? And that's not to shit on nobody, because I was that bad person for the majority of my life, right? But you're a bad person, right? And so you're going to attract the worst women, right? They look good. They got good vibes. The good sex is all good, but these women are pieces of shit. But let me finish my tweet. Women who are attracted to criminals and bad guys are trash. This is coming from an ex-criminal and bad boy. Most of the women that I attracted in that period of my life were trash. Stop tripping over women like that. Trust me, you don't want them anyway. So let me say this again. Most of the women that I encountered while I was living that lifestyle were absolute garbage. Trash. Now, did I come across some good ones? I did, but I mishandled them, right? Because, you know, I was on some other shit. And, you know, I damn near didn't even deserve them, you know. And that's not even that I mishandled them. We were misaligned, you know, and good women are smart. And so they'll stop fucking with you after a while when they see what you want. We were misaligned. And so I damn near didn't deserve good people, so I got the shitty end of the stick. Where y'all think a lot of this game come from? How do you guys think that I know how to see the bullshit that women play? How do you think that I know all this shit? All the bullshit, all the games, all the dirtbag tricks, all the manipulation that they do. How do you think that I know that? Because I dealt with it. I dealt with that shit. I was fucking with the women like that. That's who I was dealing with. Again, I know what good looks like too, because I've dealt with good. But most of the women that I slept with, most of the women that I picked up during that time of my life, I would say from, late teens to, 30, 17, 18 on till I was 30. Most of those women were garbage, absolute garbage. Slept with a lot of women, but they were trash. I wouldn't show them to my mama. I wouldn't even, just think about this. A lot of these women, I wouldn't even bring them to my house. That's how trash they was, and I was still sleeping with them. I didn't trust them enough to even bring them to my house. Most of the chicks that I fucked back in the days used to be at hotels and shit. I rarely brought a woman to my house because I knew that it was trash. You see what I'm saying? But I made that tweet because a lot of the times you guys, and this is just another sidebar, a lot of the times you guys who are more square, and square is not a good thing. All square is not street, not criminal. That's what square means, just regular, civilian. So a lot of guys who are square, you guys tend to think like square means lame. Square don't mean lame. Square just means you're a civilian. Most guys who are square, that's how street guys look. That's what street guys look. When they say square, that's what we mean. But anyway, guys who are more square, I made that because I see a lot of guys who are squares, just regular average guys, those type of guys who not like bad boys, they feel a wage because they see a lot of women online like fawning over the bad guy or like, upset that those women aren't attracted to them. And my point in that was, you don't want those women anyway, because those women are pieces of shit. They may look like baddies and they may be baddies, but they're empty. They are pieces of shit on the inside because they're attracted to pieces of shit. If you're a criminal, you're a piece of shit, and I'm not, again, that's not to send no knock on nobody. I was a piece of shit all my life, but because being a criminal is basically being destructive. Whether you're stealing, selling drugs, scamming, is not productive. It's not productive. It's destructive. You see what I'm saying? But anyway, women like that are pieces of shit. They don't have a moral compass, and they're not gonna ride or die with you. A lot of guys think that women like that are ride or die. Well, those women ain't ride or die. They just ride. You see what I'm saying? And when the benefits stop, they gone, bro. Trust me. Ask me how I know. I remember I got locked up. I had hella women. I had a whole bunch of hoes. Soon as I start going to court, and they start talking about 20 years, 15 years, they offer me plea deals for 20, 15 years. Soon as my women I start getting back to the pod, to the dorm, right? Like, man, they trying to give me a dub. They talking about 25. They talking about 30. They offer me 30 today. Them hoes start scattering like roaches. You see what I'm saying? By the time my whole time through the county jail, from me getting out of prison, when I looked up, there was one woman. It was only one out of all the women that I had when I got locked up. You see what I'm saying? Those type of women ain't gonna ride with you, bro. As soon as it start crashing, guess what they do? They go on to the next sucker. They go on to the next thrill. Soon as your ass get locked up, soon as your ass fall on, soon as a drought come and your money start getting low and you can't buy bottles and tables and buy weaves and, buy weed and fucking, give her money and get the nails done, and you got to be like, hey, baby, look, we got to chill for 3-4 months because it's a drought. Soon as shit like that start happening, them hoes start hopping off the train and going to fuck somebody else. Ask me how I know I seen this shit. Women like that are not loyal. Women who are attracted to street dudes don't have no loyalty. You see what I'm saying? Just the fact that they're rewarding that. They're rewarding that lifestyle. If you reward shit, then you don't have a moral compass. You rewarded by sleeping with it, submitting to it, having kids with these type of niggas. And again, this is not me shitting on a certain type of lifestyle. Well, I am shitting on it at this point, but that I'm not saying it in a negative way, because I understand, because I come from that shit. And I understand that you got to do what you got to do sometimes. However, it is what it is, but women like this are terrible. Women like this are terrible. Right. So now what else comes with the criminal lifestyle? So we're talking about negative lifestyles. Right. We're talking about negative lifestyles. And I just want to rehash this again for my guys that's in the streets. If a woman fucking with you, 9 times out of 10, I'm not saying you might not get a good one, but 9 times out of 10, the minute you fall, she's going to be gone, especially the fine ones. You see what I'm saying? I just want to say that again. Ask me how I know. I seen it. It happened to me, and it happened to everybody I know. It happened to everybody I know. As soon as you go to jail, they on to the next. The minute you go to jail. And the minute they'll write you here and there, send you $20 and shit, answer the phone here and there. But the minute you start talking about, man, they offer me 25, them hoes gonna be out of there. Trust me. And guess what's gonna happen? When you end up getting a plea deal for 2-3 years and then now you got 6 months left, all them hoes gonna start coming back. Ask me how I know. I can go in there right now. One of these days, I'm gonna show y'all. I still got all my letters and shit from prison from years ago. Right, I could show y'all the way I had 6 months left, and I start getting 5 months left, 4 months left, and all them hoes start coming back when I was about to get out. All them hoes start writing, "Oh, I just wanted to see how you was doing and keep your head up, bitch. I'm almost home now." That's on everything I love. I can go right now and get letters to show you from when I was 5-6 months getting ready to get out, and all these hoes start coming again, start writing me. You see what I'm saying? But I had all these chicks when I got locked up, and by the time I got out, it was only one that stood the whole way. Out of 10, 15 women. You know what I'm saying? And me, I'm a good dude. That's the one I gave a chance. A lot of guys, they'll go back to the women that left them. They'll lead a good one. Who was down with them. A lot of y'all dumb. A lot of y'all will lead a good one who be down with you and shit, and y'all get out and go back to them chasing them funky assholes. I ain't do that. I got out, and the woman who put her bid in with me and roll with me, that's the woman who I fuck with. You see what I'm saying? And I end up having 2 children with her, and stayed with her for the longest. We're not together anymore. We was together for over 10, 12 years. You see what I'm saying? My oldest son is 13, I think. So we've been together that long. You feel me? But that was just a sidebar. But another part of a negative lifestyle is partying. You party a lot, right? Partying a lot, like wasting money on getting drunk and partying and being blacking out and spending time doing bullshit, partying and fucking and doing all this shit is irresponsible. When you meeting women who out and about all the time, number one, you meeting hoes, right? Bitches who hoes and thotting and in their whole phase, and it's also irresponsible. That's irresponsible to spend that type of money all the time and to be getting drunk 2-3 times a week. That's very irresponsible. You see what I'm saying? And so when you live in this party lifestyle, when you out partying and shit, and you don't have to be a street guy to be a party animal. I be seeing guys, they have these like inclusion groups where they like go to different countries and, or they go to the poppin' cities and they teach guys to like cold approach women in clubs and shit like this. I think I don't want to say it's horrible, because guys do need to experience parties and talking to women and getting laid. However, these guys don't know that these are horrible women to be long-term partners with. You see what I'm saying? Like it's coaches who teach guys how to, the nightlife game, and they have businesses, and I'm not knocking it, right? Get your money, and guys need to learn that. But these guys don't know that these ain't the women for you. These women are irresponsible whores, junkies and drug addicts and alcoholic, irresponsible hoes. It's what they spend their time doing. You see what I'm saying? So when you're out partying and partying all the time, again, this ain't just because you in those streets. Partying all the time, these are the type of women you're going to attract. And a lot of the times when you guys find that one that you actually like, who's you met at a fucking party, that you've been seeing her every week, you guys get with her and expect her to change. You know, and even when she do change just for a little bit to appease you because you don't like it, she gonna start getting resentful because that's not the lifestyle she want to live. She want to be partying like she was when you met her. And it's wrong for a person to get with a woman. It's wrong for you as a man to get with a woman and accept something and then try to change it later. You see what I'm saying? That blows my mind that you guys do that. You guys will literally meet a woman at a party or a club. You guys will meet a woman at a club and she's drunk and you'll fuck her that night or fuck her whenever, but y'all meet her at this spot and then be surprised that she's a party animal and then want her to change and get mad because she want to go out and do girl trips and shit. That shit blows my mind. Y'all got to stop that. Y'all have to stop that. And whenever you meet a woman, that's what she at in her life. Trust me. Don't, you know, now if you meet her out and she say, oh, I was just, you know, I don't really do this. I was just out with my girls because it's her birthday and shit. You know, it's my homegirl birthday, but I'm damn near ready to go home. That's cool. You know, that's cool. But all these other hoes y'all be tripping doing that. But yeah, partying, you attract whores, right? And whores don't make good wives. You attract irresponsible women. You attract alcoholics and junkies when you party. You see what I'm saying? Now, another negative lifestyle that makes you attract negative women, or makes you attract bad women is when you do drugs or alcohol. Like you're a junkie, you smoke crack or you smoke weed every day, like just drugs, just from a drugs lifestyle. You go to bars, you know, when you get off work on Thursday and Friday, you go to a bar to get drunk. When you do live like this, you're going to attract these types of women. You see what I'm saying? And junkies, women ain't good women. Alcoholic women ain't good women. There's trauma there so deep. That trauma runs so deep, it'll drive you insane. You see what I'm saying? The trauma and the problems that come with women like that is, you know, you're not even equipped to deal with that. And also women who are junkies and weed, I'm talking about weed too, bro. Women who are junkies, who do drugs and alcohol, their high comes first. It ain't gonna never be about you first. It's gonna be about their high first. You see what I'm saying? And they're gonna prioritize their high. And what's you think gonna happen if a woman got to fuck to get high and she got you at home? If you can't provide her that, she gonna do what she got to do. Not only that, women who do drugs and alcohol, yeah, they're irresponsible, but they also make bad decisions, bro. That's a scientific fact that alcohol lowers the inhibitions and it get us to do shit that we normally wouldn't do. Drugs lower your inhibitions and get you to do shit that you normally would not do. You do not want a woman who's making dumb decisions that can cost you your life and your fortune and your mental sanity and you know your energy, and break your heart and make you sad and hurt your feelings and waste your time. You don't want a woman who's like that, who's not in her right mind, who can be swayed. Because listen, any man that put the high on the carrot is her daddy, not you. I don't give a fuck how much bills you pay. Whoever got the dope and giving it to her is her daddy. Her drug dealer is daddy. She may not be fucking him right now. Or whoever getting her high is daddy. That's her God. That's her king. That's who she worship. Whoever can get her high or drunk. Always remember that. But when you partying and you're doing drugs, this is the type of women that you attract. Start hanging out elsewhere. Stop partying. I'm not saying don't go to no parties, but if you have to meet, or if you meet a woman at a party 9 times out of 10, she's not a good woman. Or let me not say that she's not a good woman. Let me say that again. If you meet a woman at a party, a club, or bar, 9 times out of 10, she's not going to make a good wife or a long-term partner. She's not a good candidate for a long-term relationship. I'll just say that. 9 times out of 10. Now, let's get into the another negative lifestyle that you can live that attracts shitty women is sex work, pimping, or not even pimping. If you managing OnlyFans women, if you running cam sites, Andrew Tate's, right? Who are you attracting? Who are you around? Who's your company? Who's working for you? The bottom of the barrel women, the prostitutes, the sex workers. And we all know, everybody can agree that sex workers are pretty much trashy women. If you sell your body, if you for sale, you pretty much no good. You don't have a moral compass, right? Pimps don't even have, a lot of the times, pimps don't even have the emotional capacity to have friends. A lot of the times, pimps don't even have the emotional capacity to have friends or even a family or an outside life out of that. Those women, it looks good and shiny, but those women are so fucking stressful because they're so damaged and they have to manage. Just to manage if you got 5 damaged women. You don't even have the emotional capacity to have a family or kids or even friends or even enjoy your life because the stress is taking a toll on you. Right? Sex workers, the same thing. I mean, guys who manage OnlyFans and all this shit, these women are problematic, very problematic. And then you have to do nefarious things to control them. Taking a part of you and compromising your own dignity and integrity to even control them, to keep your operation going. Look at the shit that they say Andrew Tate was doing. Now, I don't think that he should be in jail for legally running the cam business. If he was running the cam business, there ain't nothing wrong with that. If it's legal, then it's legal. You see what I'm saying? I don't think that there's anything wrong with that. But what I'm saying is, look at the type of things that he was doing and the type of things that he had to do to get women to stay in line. Or look at the type of shit the type of game that he would have to run on women. You see what I'm saying? And in order to keep his operation going. Look at the type of women, the quality of women he was around. The quality of your life is directly dictated by the women that you choose to entertain. So if you want to be the pimping, just understand what comes with the pimping. You see what I'm saying? Now, look at what they got caught up in. Remember what I said earlier. Remember what I said earlier. Y'all remember what I said earlier? If a woman will sell her body, you think she won't sell you? Andrew and Tristan Tate, this is a lesson to you guys. Stop fucking with these hoes on sugar sites. Myron, listen to me, bro. I fuck with you. I'm about to text you. It's just, now it's hitting me. You have way too much to lose to be fucking with hoes on sugar sites, bro. One of these hoes will sell your ass down the river immediately. If anything. And some of them have already tried. I'm not saying they came from sugar sites. And I'm only saying this because you publicly coach dudes on how to navigate the sugar sites. The one of these hoes gonna sell your ass out, bro, and lie and all type of shit for some money. And you're a target too. You already know. But anyway, Andrew and Tristan Tate. The quality of your life is directly dictated by the quality of women you choose to entertain. Most days you make it, one day you won't. What that means is you can get away with violating the game and violating the rules. You can get away with it every day for years, but one day it's going to catch you, and it caught them. When you entertain shitty women, you're going to live a shitty life. Shitty things happen to you when you entertain shitty women. The women who set Andrew Tate and them up, freedom guys. The women who set them up were whores, prostitutes and shit who sell their bodies. And one of them had done it before 4 times. Ain't no woman that go to church, no good woman that got kids and just trying to work and pay her bills and be good and raise good people. They ain't doing shit like that. When you see women setting these dudes up and lying on them and shit like that and putting, false grape charges on them and shit like that, if you look into their backgrounds, they always doing something that revolves around sex work. All of them. All of them, bro. The guy, Duty Low, the rapper Duty Low, that's under Lil Durk, that's signed to Lil Durk. Shout out to him. The girl that he was dealing with was a stripper from Fort Lauderdale. A stripper from Fort Lauderdale. And I think I'm gonna do a video on this. Remind me to do a video on this. A couple years ago, she came out. She was mad at him because he left her. She was mad at him because he left her, right? And she came out and said that he touched on her son. He basically violated her son in the worst type of way, right? Basically raped her son, and damn near ruined this man's reputation. So now he ended up suing her for defamation of character and all this shit. And so when you go to court, you got to be under oath with it and shit. And so it came out that she lied, and this bitch actually went to jail. So shout out to him. And people say city boys up. That ain't no city boys up. That ain't city boys up. That's called justice. Ain't no city boys up. Stop taunting that as city boy, city girl shit. That's justice, and that's what needs to happen. That ain't got nothing to do with no fucking city boys, because regular men are going through that. You see what I'm saying? But the girl, he ended up winning his suit, and she in the hole for $11 million, and she went to jail. This just happened. You see what I'm saying? For lying in court, for perjury, basically. You know what I'm saying? But that girl was a stripper. The girl was a stripper. You see what I'm saying? So, like I said, when you live a certain lifestyle, you pimping and being around sex workers and you dealing with these type of women, this is the things that can happen to you. You see what I'm saying? Again, shout out to the Tates. It's a clear example of what I'm talking about. This ain't no diss at them or none of that shit. But it's a clear example of what I'm talking about. And for my guys who playing on them sugar sites like that, I'm telling you, it's plenty of other ways to get pussy, free pussy, than to be playing that game. That's a dangerous game, bro. Those are prostitutes on there. I don't care how they dress it up, they prostitutes, bro. Now it was another example. It's a cop, the female cop. I'm gonna look it up. Who was cheating? Right, the female cop scandal. I'm looking up her name right now because I want to get her name for you guys. Megan Hall, and I'm gonna do a video about this tomorrow. So by the time this come out, this gonna come out. I'm recording this on a Thursday evening. This will come out Friday, so you guys are gonna be hearing this on Friday. Later on Friday, I'm gonna drop a video about this because this bothered me. Right. About lifestyles, negative lifestyles. Let's talk about negative lifestyles. Another negative lifestyle that men can live is fucking other dudes' wives. Being backdoor Jody. It's a lifestyle that guys like to do. Guys like to purposely fuck other men's wives and shit. Right? Well, when you lay down with dogs, you're gonna get fleas. Right? This lady, Megan Hall, was married and she was having affairs with the other cops. She was a cop. She was a cop from Tennessee. She was having affairs with her coworkers. Right? So let me tell you why it's bad, why it's not good to live this type of lifestyle. Right? Remember, we're talking about the type of women you're attracting. Any woman who violates her family in that way and dishonors her family in that way is scandalous. Married women who cheat are scandalous, bro. Very, very scandalous. There's something to be said. They're even more scandalous than a husband who cheats. It's because it's a different ball game. Now, I'm not saying cheating is right for the man, but for women, there's a whole level of scandalousness there, right? And women who cheating on their husbands are very, very scandalous, bro. Very, 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 very scandalous. And when you lay down with dogs, you get fleas. When you lay down with scandalous women, scandalous things happen. Ask me how I know. You see what I'm saying? I think those are actually the worst. Just think about women. To me, that's almost worse than like sex workers and shit. Just think about it. You got a man who's busting his ass to provide a life for his family, busting his ass to provide a life for his children, right? And provide and protect. And then you have a woman who dishonor that and go outside of that and devalue that and just throw that out of the way for a nut, for a sexual encounter. Number one, that's stupid. It's not logical. And number two, is very, very scandalous. Now, this is what happened. And I want y'all to go look this up. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna play the news clip. I'm gonna play the news clip of her. So basically, now she done came out, right? And she's suing. I don't know if she's suing the people who was involved or the police department, but she's suing, basically saying she got raped now. Well, not that she got raped, but the guy wouldn't take no for an answer. And so now this is her excuse and she's suing shit. And so now this scandalous bitch get to come back, right? After she was cheating on her husband and got embarrassed as she should have been. She get to come back and absolve herself of responsibility and put the blame on everybody else and say they raped her. This is what the scandalous bitch is doing. This is what happened when you lay down with scandalous women. When you live a negative lifestyle, you get this type of shit. You see what I'm saying? Now their reputations are about to be ruined. And ain't nobody gonna care that this bitch literally was fucking everything that moved. You see what I'm saying? But listen to this shit.
Felt like I'd been terrorized.
And yes, now she is suing. No criminal charges have been filed in the case. Hall knows there are those who will say she was a consenting adult who willingly participated in sexual antics in violation of police department policy, and that now she wants to blame others, including one sergeant who targeted her early on.
I know what most people are saying. You know, you could have said no. I get it. But my response to them is that I did say no, and he wouldn't take it for an answer. Eventually, I gave in from pressure.
So it's not as easy to say she could have just said no.
She did say no on several occasions. Miss Hall tried to get out of this relationship, and she was not allowed to.
Hall concedes she participated under duress. She's not saying she was raped, but adds that the salacious details made public of sex on the job put her alone center stage and do not tell the whole story.
They isolated me, they shunned me, they accused me, and they blamed me for becoming a victim.
Hall suffered.
Now let's move along. Let's move along, right? Another reason that you attract bad women or negative women is vulnerable energy and nice guy energy, right? Nice guy, like, you know, people pleasing, not necessarily people pleasing, but weak, just being a weak pushover. You attract negative energy like that. You attract negative people. You attract predators, right? Predators in nature and human society, predators go after the weak. They don't go after strong people. It's not worth it. The juice don't be worth the squeeze to go after a strong opponent, right? When a nigga going to rob somebody, they wait for you to slip. They wait for you when you weak. They send a woman at you to when you know she make you bust a nut and you weak and you weak, your energy is drained, and they catch you 4 o'clock in the morning while you sleep. This is why when the police come in and kick your door, and they usually do it at 5 o'clock in the morning. When robbers come rob you, they usually waiting for a weak moment. When somebody trying to scam you, they do it when you're at your most vulnerable. They put out things to appeal to your vulnerable side. You see what I'm saying? When you see a lion go after a gazelle, they go after the weakest ones. Women can be predators too. Predators have titties too, right? And so predators go after the weak. And so when you're vulnerable, you're going to attract predatory women, narcissistic women, women who want to use and abuse you. You see what I'm saying? When you're dating, right? When you out here dating, you want to make sure you're solid. You want to make sure you're strong. You want to make sure your shit is thorough, right? Because that repels a lot of that bullshit. You see what I'm saying? A lot of the times, you know, you when you solid and your game on point, when your shit on point, you lose women, right? And it ain't because you're doing something wrong. It's because they know that you ain't the one. You ain't weak enough. So a woman may ghost you. A woman may go on a first date with you, right? And everything may seem to go good and she'll never call you again. You don't hear from her, right? If you know you solid and you know your game on point, you know what that is a lot of the times. She know that she can't take advantage of you. You know, yeah, but y'all let that get to you and shit like that. And you internalize that. But yeah, when you out here dating, you want to make sure your shit's solid. You know what I'm saying? Because you protect yourself from shit like that. You want to make sure your game's strong. Or as they say in the red pill community, you want to make sure your frame is solid. You know what I'm saying? Because it's going to protect you from shit like that. It's going to protect you from that type of shit. When you dating, when you out here dating while you down and out and you broke, you're going to attract the worst type of women, right? And let me let you guys in on a little secret. Women, right? There are women who date down, meaning there are women who date dusty dudes or dudes who don't have it together so they can control them, right? They can control them, and they also know that they can half-ass that man and he'll accept it, and they also know they'll mistreat that man and he'll accept it because you know, usually when a man is down in the dumps like that, he don't have a lot of confidence. He's in a scarcity mindset. You know, he's not valuing and loving himself, you know, because he's in a fucked up place. Women know this. And so they typically deal with guys like that because it's safer for them and they can take advantage of you. It's a girl on TikTok. Her name is E. Kane. This is a perfect example of this. And she the biggest hoe ever, right? That's another thing. When you down and out like that, you attract a lot of hoes. You attract the sluttiest of the sluttiest women. But her name is E. Kane, and her baby daddy is exactly what I'm saying. A dusty ass dude. And she literally don't have no shame in saying, I fuck with him because I know I control him. You see what I'm saying? Pretty girl, funny girl, but she a hoe, and she say she a hoe. But she say she's very popular though, and she says, I fuck with him because I could control him and I could get my rocks off on this nigga. You know, I know he can't fuck with nobody else. Don't nobody else want his ass. There are women like that. When you down and out, these are the type of women you're going to attract, bro. You see what I'm saying? Try not to, you know, when you dating, if you down and out, and when I say down and out, you know, I mean like your confidence, you know, because just because you broke don't mean you're not confident, because you can be down, right? Meaning financially, but you're aspiring to get back up. But when you down and out and you just like plateaued down and you just on the bottom of the barrel shit, you got to be careful when you're dating. You got to be careful when you're dating because you are being targeted. Because guess what? Them shitty women, they don't have room in my life, bro. I'm not going to fuck with a bitch like that. And it's men who ain't going to fuck with them. They know that. But guess what? They need love too. They need somewhere to dump that toxic shit too. And guess who it's going to be? It's going to be you. So you attract shitty women when you out here with this vulnerable energy. Another way, you know, is when you dating while you heartbroken. And this is something that I had to learn the hard way. When you heartbroken, man, just take a break. Take a month or two and get your shit together. Because that's when the real predators come out, when you heartbroken, when you vulnerable. You know, and it makes it 10 times worse because the woman, the predators, those type of women know how to make you feel good, right? And it alleviates that good feeling, it alleviates the heartbreak. It makes the heartbreak, you know, so you don't think about the heartbreak. It makes it better. You see what I'm saying? But guess what? They're going to start flipping on you, and then it's going to be worse. You see what I'm saying? Because the very thing that's making you feel good from the heartbreak is now it's making you feel bad. So now you got trauma that you know, trauma from the ex, and now you got this bullshit. And so now it's a double whammy. It is very dangerous to date while you're heartbroken. It's very dangerous. You and your girl break up, you get cheated on. It's very dangerous to get out here looking for something else and looking for women to make you feel good. Now, if you want to go get your rocks off a couple times, cool, but you need to be mindful of, you know, the type of women that you're attracting. You see what I'm saying? That rebound shit is deadly. That rebound shit is deadly. You have to be careful of dating like that. And again, that's something that I learned the hard way. I learned that shit the hard way. That shit don't feel good. You trying to get over one chick, this chick make you feel good 2-3 months in, now she flipping on you. Right? Because that all that good shit she was giving you, that was so you can let your guard down. And so now she gonna sink her fangs in and go for blood. Don't feel good. Now you dealing with this problem, and you ain't even healed from this shit. So it's just a mixed range of emotions. And I've been through that, and I've coached men through shit like that. That's not a good situation. You see what I'm saying? Be careful while you dating while you heartbroken, bro. That vulnerable energy. You think that people don't notice it or people don't see it, but they see it, especially women. Women can tell. They could tell by the tone of your voice. They could tell by the way that you walking, what type of time you on. You see what I'm saying? But our egos be in the way and thinking, oh, we just got it like that because we bagged us a bitch. You ain't bagged her, she bagged you. You ain't bagged her, she bagged you. She was plotting on you, bro. You sitting there, you talking on the phone for the first time. She heard some of that shit you was saying. She heard the tone of your voice and she licking her chops. And you know what's going to happen, right? She going to accept the coffee date. She going to accept the walk in the park. And she going to put that good pussy on you the first night to hook you in. She going to call you baby and daddy and all that shit and make you feel real good. Make your bed. Baby, I can, I want to help you. And, that shit bullshit. Be mindful of the women who come around when you're down, bro. And I don't just mean financially. They there for a reason. Typically, the way women are wired, listen to me. Use your mind, use your brain, fellas. Typically, the way women are wired, women want guys who are up. Women want guys who are winners. Y'all say it all the time, right? Y'all say it all the time, right? Women want to hang at the finish line and fuck the winners. Y'all say that all the time. But then you don't apply it. Women are hardwired to want to date up. Men who are stronger, men who are more superior mentally, physically, men who can lead them and protect and provide. When you down in the dirt, you can't do none of that, bruh. So you have to think, if women are like this and you down here, why is she fucking with you? Y'all got to start using y'all fucking heads, man. Why is she fucking with me right now? You see what I'm saying? Especially if she know your situation. Women ain't just on no build a dude shit and just want to come and fix your fucking life, and they don't even know you like that. Now, it's a difference from, when a woman is invested in you, y'all doing y'all thing or whatever, and then you fall and then she's there to support you. That's different. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about women who, when you down and out, when you hurt, when you don't have confidence, when you broke, you can't figure it out. Those women that come around in, be mindful of them. And a lot of you young guys, a lot of times those be cougars for you young guys. They be cougars. They come in and make you feel good. You come in their house, they smell good. They fix you the bomb ass dinner. They put that wild ass sex on you, call you big daddy, all that shit. Then leave you at the crib while she go to work and shit. You better be careful. That's the trap. That's the hook. You see what I'm saying? But protect your energy. Don't be out in the world with vulnerable, hurt, negative energy. When you ain't got your confidence up, when you ain't, when you ain't where you need to be, and not, I'm not saying where you need to be, but when your shit ain't solid, when you know you're not solid, when your frame ain't solid, when your mind ain't right, when your energy ain't right, when your heart ain't solid, you don't need to be out here dating, especially not seriously trying to find a woman, because the women who deal with that are not going to be good women. You see what I'm saying? Now, a spinoff to the vulnerable energy is nice guy energy. When you're a fucking nice guy. And when I say nice guy, I mean a pushover, weak. Not that you're nice. I'm a nice person. I'm a nice guy. I'm very generous, right? But I'm not a pushover. I'm not a bitch. I'm not no sucker. You ain't finna be disrespecting me. I have boundaries, right? The women who accept the nice guys are typically there for financial gain. Right? And if they're not there for financial gain, they're there to drain your energy. Right? If a woman is accepting of this guy who don't have a spine. But it's more than likely both, but there's a financial incentive there. Right? When you have this type of this nice guy energy. I don't want to say beta male because that shit corny to me. But when you're a guy who's weak, let's just say weak energy. When you're a guy who's weak, a woman can't be safe with that, right? So she's pretty much only fucking with you for the provisioning, or she's only fucking with you to drain you, and she giving somebody else that pussy, or giving somebody else her real energy. But women, again, think about what y'all say that women want and women designed to be. So if you weak and you weak, and a woman is fucking with you, you already pretty much know why. You see what I'm saying? And again, women can spot guys like this and say, you know what? He's such a nice guy. I'm gonna put him to the side and I'm gonna fuck with him. That's gonna be I'm gonna marry him and I'm gonna have a baby with him. And once I have a baby with him, I'm gonna be set. I ain't gotta respect him because he ain't got no boundaries. I ain't gotta respect him. And remember, women like that are shitty. Women who play the game like that is shitty. Remember, this is the type of women we attracting. Not we, but this is the type of women you're attracting. You attract shitty women. Women who play the game like that are not good women. You see what I'm saying? Because a good woman is not going to exploit you because you're weak. I'll say that again. If it's a good woman, if you're dealing with a woman who's a good, solid woman, if she sees that you're weak or you're not attractive to her, she's just going to leave you. She's not going to stay and exploit you, right? And you can tell you're being exploited by the way that she's treating you. Is she pouring into you, not giving you pussy? Remember, it's easy for a hoe to just give you some pussy, right? But y'all take her being sexually submissive as just this like, oh, she's in love. No, it's easy for her to do that. That ain't nothing for her. But is she pouring into you? Is she trying to make your life better? Is she trying to help you get stronger? Is she trying to uplift you? Is she supporting you? If she ain't doing that, she ain't doing shit. She ain't there for you. She just there for what you can do. Is she giving you a headache? A lot of the times they give you a headache. They disrespectful. They combative. But they nice enough and they fuck you enough just so you can keep them going. Just so you can give them enough energy and money to keep them going. You see what I'm saying? If you got that nice guy shit in you, you got to get that out. I got a solution for you. If you got that nice guy shit in you, if you've been told, oh, you're such a nice guy, you're such a sweet guy, then hit me up, join the Players Club, theplayersclub.vip, theplayersclub.vip. You got to get that up out your system. That again, that's my private group, and I want you guys to I want you guys to win. So hit me up there and I got you. But that nice guy energy attracts vampires. It attracts women who are exploitive. It attracts women who are going to use you and drain you. You understand what I'm saying? So anyway, fellas, that's been that. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. We are back like we left some. We are back and we're better than ever. I know the background is a bit boring, but the game's still fire. Just bear with me. We're going to get the background the way it need to be. We're going to build the studio back up. It ain't even build up, just put the shit back up. But I be lazy sometimes, but we're gonna get that together. But anyway, guys, appreciate you guys for tuning in. Join me, my free class coming up, my free training, 3 secrets to make a woman fall in love with you. Send me a DM on Instagram that says secrets, or click the link in the chat, click the link in the bio, click the link in the description. Wherever you see this at, you'll see 3 secrets, free training. Click on that link, register, and I got you. I can promise you your game is going to go to the next level. Also, join me at the Players Club, theplayersclub.vip. That's my private, exclusive men's community. When you come into that community, I can guarantee you it makes you a better man. With your finances, your game, the whole nine, you're going to be able to talk to me. You can message me daily, directly. You can have direct access to me. We meet twice a month. And I can just help you out with your situation. There's also like a, thread type of app where you can just almost like a social media app to where the guys that's in the group, you guys can chop it up amongst each other, ask questions, speak your mind, whatever. So it's the fellowship aspect too. And you also get discounts. You get discounts on all my courses, and you get a discounts on private coaching with me. So that's the Players Club at theplayersclub.vip. It's been another banger. It's your gracious game advisor, yours truly, King Dre. I'm gone. I appreciate you guys.